Hey sweet friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have some really fun outdoor projects that I created using my Cricut Maker. So I do want to thank Cricut for sponsoring today's video. I'll tell you more about this incredible machine a little bit later on in the video, but I want to go ahead and start sharing some fun projects for making over my new front porch and DIYs that are creating a fresh new personalized space for summer that also ended up feeling really cozy. Recently at the Dollar Tree, they had these plain little rugs, and they are a pretty good size, and I feel like this would be the perfect blank canvas if I wanted to stencil something on there. And I knew my Cricut is something that I can use to make the perfect stencils. So I got on my Cricut design space and I found the cutest little 3 succulent setting together. It did have that little quote at the top that said, "Don't let me die," but I decided to remove that. I am going to be stacking this rug on a couple, like on a scatter rug, and then I have like a larger doormat. I thought that I would put this one on top of that because it is a smaller size. So I went ahead and removed the words, and I just made the 3 little pots as big as I could. I just am using some colored vinyl that I never really use this color to cut out the stencil, and then I did have to use my larger mat to make sure that this fit. And then I weeded off all of the excess and then left the space where I wanted the paint to go through. And then I did struggle a little bit getting this on the mat. My transferred paper wouldn't work on the rug, like the vinyl wasn't sticking very well. So I decided just to go for it and stick all of this on the rug myself, which it was just a little bit time consuming putting it together, but it was actually really relaxing and I enjoyed piecing this together. I have really only painted on like a rug or a carpet like this only a couple of times, so I was worried if it would bleed underneath the vinyl, but it did not at all. I was actually so surprised how crisp and dark my lines were. I love this so much and something I'll definitely be doing more of. I just used my little rubbing tool to kind of really press this on and make sure it has a hold on there, but this stuck really nice. So I'm using acrylic paint, and this is holding so well, and I feel like it's really durable. We've been stepping on it. It's all staying really nice on there, but I just dabbed this paint all over, and then I went in and removed all of the vinyl. It's so funny because I actually was out shopping a couple of weeks ago and I put back a rug that had succulents on it like this because it was pretty pricey, and I knew this was something that I could make at home, and I love mine so much more. So it's always fun to DIY and get personalized items like your own way. I decided to not add any words on this rug. Like I say, it is going to be stacked up and layered, and I just thought it would be fun to go in and paint these little succulents and kind of make that the focal point. So I am using some acrylic green paint in a couple of different colors, and I am intentionally not making these perfectly filled in, but kind of brushing over them and mixing in the darker and the lighter colors. And I just love how the different shades are showing up and the light is really popping off of there. And then for the pots, I added in just a tiny bit of gray paint, but I am loving how this turned out. I think it is perfect for a cozy front porch, and I am just all about everything plants right now. I know a ton of people have glued together the Dollar Tree placemats to make little pillows, so that's what I wanted to do with these woven rugs. These have a gorgeous pattern on there, and I love the tassels on the side, but I wanted to change mine up, make it a little bit fancier by adding a stencil on there as well. So I wanted to write the word home. I just recently put up a new porch swing and I am loving it, but I wanted some fun little throw pillows to put on there that was really inexpensive. So I chose this curly cursive little home. It did have some little details in there that I forgot to turn off, so I just ended up picking them off so that I was scared that the paint wasn't really going to show up on something that small on this much of a pattern design. So I decided just to pick those off and leave the letters to paint. I love how Cricut makes it so easy where I don't have to hand letter any letters anymore, and I can just paint it in there really sloppy and it comes out beautifully every time. So I placed the stickers back in the center. Like I say, you could use transfer tape. I was just scared it really wasn't going to work very well sticking to the rug, but the vinyl stuck better to this fabric better than I thought it would. So I would recommend trying the transfer tape first, but I was low in stock at home, so I didn't want to use it up. And then once again, dabbing this in with black paint, filling it all in, I let it dry a few minutes and then removed all of the vinyl. I was so sad I actually dropped some black paint on the side of this rug, so I did have to go back in and scrub it as hard as I could, and it still left a little spot, so I am going to be covering that up in a creative way and you'll see what I mean. But a lot of people glue these together, and that's definitely what I did right here. But if you have the extra time, I would recommend, you can still glue it, but I would recommend stitching some large stitches around the edges just to make sure if this pillow does set in the sunshine or gets really warm, the glue's not melty and it doesn't pull apart, that it stays together. So gluing this on 3 sides and then filling in the top with stuffing that I had from a different throw pillow. So here you can see the black smudge on the side of the pillow that I was trying to cover up. I remembered I had these huge wooden buttons from Walmart in this jar that I picked up, so I decided just to glue them down to kind of look like they were attached on each side, and I love this. It definitely mixes in with my boho farmhouse decor. There's a lot of like wood tones out there on the porch, so I feel like this will be so beautiful, and I just love how it ended up looking sitting on this little swing. The next project is super simple, but I picked up one of these citronella candles from Walmart. I hate getting eat up by mosquitoes in the summertime, so I always have these candles sitting out everywhere ready to light them up whenever I want them, but this was just plain black and I knew we could make it look a little bit nicer if we added a decal on there. So headed back to my Cricut, I am using this clay colored vinyl, which I thought was a perfect color, and I cut out this beautiful little leaf out of the permanent vinyl, and I was able just to transfer it on this candle and really update it and make it look a lot better than just being plain black. It did have a little rough piece in the middle, so it did kind of indent around the center, but I was able to press it down in there, still get it to fit really nice and tight, and smoothing this on with my rubbing tool. And this is how it came together. I placed it outside on a DIY tray that I made, but super cute, and I love the extra detail. These are some of my favorite outdoor projects that I've made on my channel in a long time. I just feel like they turned out really pretty and just up any space and just make it look a little bit more cozy and decorated and pretty and just perfect for summertime. I love creating several different setting places outside. Next, we are taking a tray that was just a couple of dollars from the thrift store and giving it a complete makeover. I knew we could easily transform this into something that fit more into our style and looked really beautiful compared to how it started. I do want to thank once again Cricut for sponsoring this video. And today I have been using my Cricut Maker, which is an amazing machine that is still easy to use while adding so much value to your crafting hobbies. Cricut just released the Maker 3 and a Cricut Explorer 3, which is compatible with the smart vinyl like what we use on the Cricut Joy, where you don't have to use a mat. I cannot wait to get my hands on that. Let me know in the comments down below if you're getting any of the new machines, but I want to go ahead and get started on this really cute DIY tray that you have to try. I started by giving it a coat of white paint, and this was unfinished wood, so it really sucked in that paint and took a couple of different coats. So I let that dry in between coats and then let it completely dry, and I started distressing the edges with just a piece of sandpaper to really rough it up. I love this look, and it was time to dive into the Cricut and really dress this up. I am definitely into the boho decor style right now, but keeping it more on the neutral side and just adding like muted colors. So I loved this leaf pattern that I knew instantly that I was going to create a stencil out of. So I picked this out on Cricut Design Space. I measured and made it bigger on the canvas, and using my longer 12 by 24 inch Cricut mat, I was able to cut this stencil out big enough to fit perfect on the tray. Removable vinyl does work best for this, so you are able to pull the vinyl back off and see what you painted. So after I let the Cricut cut out my stencil, I am going to be reverse weeding, which is meaning I'm going to be pulling away all of the parts with my weeding tool that I normally wouldn't, but I am wanting the paint to show in these places, so go ahead and remove them. I did have to piece some transfer tape together. I was running kind of low in my crafting stash, so I'll definitely be picking up more of that next time. But I was able to go ahead and piece it together and pick it up. I cut it down to size to fit the tray perfectly, and then using my rubbing tool to attach it to the tray, I was able to remove the transfer tape. And then going in with some green paint, I painted over the stencil, especially where the leaves were, and then I was able to remove the vinyl and was left with this gorgeous pattern. I did lightly sand over the leaves to make it blend in with the distressing on the tray, and you can see how gorgeous this turned out. You can add a sealant or any type of clear coat over it, which I recommend to protect it even if you are putting it underneath a roof of a patio, but that would just protect it from the sun and the rain, and you'll be able to wipe it down easily. And I just love how you can create these custom stencils with your Cricut in only a couple of minutes. So I ended up displaying this on our fire pit whenever it's not in use, and I think it looks so beautiful. There is so many things you can do with a Cricut, and especially all of their fun new tools, the new Smart Vinyl, their easy to use tools, as well as Cricut Design Space for whole house organization, personalization, decor, and all of your crafting hobbies. Be sure to go check all the links down below. I will have underneath this video where you can go check out Cricut.com and see all of the machines that they offer. Thank you all again for coming along and crafting with me today. Thank you again to Cricut for sponsoring today's video. I hope you leave here feeling very inspired and just unoverwhelmed using your Cricut. I love using mine. I use it all the time. I highly recommend picking one up, but they're just so fun and easy to do. And I love going online and seeing what everyone else is making with their Cricut. It's so much fun, and we have our own little community and just sharing what we create. So thank you again for watching. Don't forget to leave me a big thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy crafting. Bye.